Tonight, 5 Investigates takes an inside look into the proceeding shrouded in secrecy that placed this little girl with her dad, a man with a lengthy criminal history.
Our Kathy Curran joins us right now with insight into a process that is closed to the public by law. Kathy.
And Ed and Maria, the decision made in these cases impacts the future and safety of a child and a parent's right to care for their child. Tonight, a seasoned judge sits down with 5 Investigates to give us some insight into what happens inside those secretive proceedings.
These cases are agonizingly, and I use that word with intent, difficult.
Retired Judge Jay Blitzman knows the challenges of child care and protection trials involving children like Harmony Montgomery firsthand. He's the former first justice of the juvenile court in Middlesex County, serving on the bench for more than 2 decades.
You're talking about a decision which has incredible impact about the future of a child, and also issues related to a parent's constitutional right to care for their own children.
Harmony was in the care of the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families until February of 2019, when juvenile court judge Mark Newman awarded custody to Harmony's dad, Adam. Judge Newman, we just want to ask you a couple of questions. Months later, the little girl disappeared, and she hasn't been seen in 2 years. Her mother, Crystal Sori, who lost custody of Harmony when she was just 4 years old, is holding on to hope.
Hope is all I have right now.
Adam Montgomery is a man with a violent criminal history who had served several years behind bars. Records show his convictions include armed robbery, larceny, and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon for shooting a man he was buying heroin from in the face. 5 Investigates has learned judges aren't always given reports like police reports that would detail the crimes. They may only be given a basic criminal history showing charges and outcomes. And DCF played a central role in presenting the evidence showing whether or not Adam Montgomery could properly care for his daughter.
The question then related to the criminal record is, were police reports offered concerning the underlying conduct? Were witnesses called?
If the crimes are violent in nature, does that make a difference?
The reality is that many parents have criminal records. There's got to be a connection to a criminal history and the ability to adequately parent a child.
A judge's decision is only as good as the evidence before them.
Chris Cook represented DCF in many cases. Now he heads up the union for DCF's lawyers.
My members, the DCF attorneys in the northern region, almost all of them have caseloads hovering around 100, which is astounding.
Judge Newman would have heard from the DCF lawyer presenting the case, any witnesses called, and lawyers for Crystal Sori, Adam Montgomery, and Harmony. The child's lawyer advocates for what the child wants, not what they believe is in their best interest. 5 Investigates spoke with Harmony's lawyer. She, like the judge, can't comment or even tell us if they were involved in this case.
I sense you'll hear that the attorney presented her position as wanting to be with Dad.
In Harmony's case, an interstate compact, commonly used in cases when children are being placed in a home across state lines, was initiated but never completed. The agreement would have triggered New Hampshire to ensure the home and the caregiver would meet the child's needs and make sure the child is monitored and safe. That so-called ICPC would have also given Judge Newman more information, but we've discovered it isn't always required.
I'm praying that Harmony be found, obviously. And I'm also praying that if she's not, that we look at this case thoughtfully at every level.
And this case is at the center of multi-state investigations while the search for Harmony continues. Adam Montgomery faces criminal charges for allegedly assaulting Harmony, and we're told the future of his parental rights would be in the hands of New Hampshire DCYF. Kathy Curran, 5 Investigates.